Good afternoon. I am Christine Glein. I am the Chief Energy Officer at the Game Changing Impact Group, otherwise known as the Soul Intelligence Coach and leader of the Soul Intelligence Movement. Got lots of titles these days. I am really excited to be coming to you live today, and I have so much good stuff in store for you. Um, I'm going to be talking to you today about um, the power of understanding your soul and spirituality and why it's so important and why I'm talking about it even in the context of business, right? Those things used to be really taboo and separate. So, for so many years, we've really been told that business and your beliefs don't belong in the same room. But I think we've seen as the world changes and continues to become more open and more polarizing all at the same time, that people are beginning to acknowledge who they are outside of the boardroom and that that really does matter. And what happens outside the boardroom usually affects what happens inside the boardroom. So, what you truly stand for matters. And that for the human collective, the total person is what matters. So, understanding your soul and spirituality is essential to moving ahead in business today. In fact, I would suggest that leading your life from your soul intelligence is the game changing factor for all impact business leaders' success in 2022 and beyond. So, when I talk about soul intelligence and leading from that place, what is soul intelligence? Well, it's the why behind the what. There's nothing more important than that. It's what gives your life meaning. It's not just your intuition, it's actually your purpose. And so many of us are walking around disconnected from our true purpose and questioning, why am I here? What's my calling? What should I be doing? And Simon Sinek talks about how people buy what why you do something, not what you do, right? And it's the differentiator for most businesses. So why is that? It's because it's everything. It's what brings meaning to your life. And there's nothing more important than that. Your why comes from being in touch with your soul intelligence. Your what is being human, right? And many people are waking up and recognizing that each of us is a unique expression, a unique aspect of the divine, truly having a human experience. So to live and love and lead from your soul intelligence is to be connected to the best version of yourself. The I am all that I am presence that we all have within us. And to be in touch with that divine spark of light inside of yourself, to be in a greater state of awareness, a higher state of consciousness, and a higher vibe of peace and love and joy more of the time. Everything is energy, it's all vibration. And emotions like fear and jealousy and greed operate at lower vibrations, where emotions like love and peace and joy at a higher vibration. And our states of consciousness also correlate to those waves of frequency like alpha, beta, theta, and delta. And you can actually measure the states of frequency and waves of vibration in Dr. David Hawkins' work in Power versus Force. And when we talk about conscious leadership, if you have members of your team that are always operating in this level of gossip and drama and life is happening to me state, it makes it very difficult to get people out of victim, villain, and hero states, right? And really getting them to elevate and look at everything as happening for us, a learning opportunity. How can we make it better? What should we learn from this? What do we need to do differently in order to create a better experience for everybody involved? I said we're just waking up to the fact that we are spiritual beings having a human experience. And the greater truth is we are all one. We are all energy. We all originate from that same spark of animation, right? So soul intelligence means you're in alignment with your mission, your vision, your values, and your purpose. And when you're out of alignment, you feel stuck or stifled, like your life has little meaning. And you focus on accumulating stuff, right? And then you get upset that that didn't bring you happiness. It's like an out of tune piano or, a broken radio antenna. Like you get some of the information, but it's off. You feel it here. And it's why living in this crazy post mega COVID time, I can't even say post COVID because I think they're telling us masks need to go back on again. I can't keep up. But people are leaving their jobs because they are no longer able to go on doing something they don't believe in. It's what's being hailed as the great resignation, and it's still going on. So if somebody doesn't believe in what they're doing or it doesn't hold meaning for them, that just means that the dissonance in their frequency where they're operating is too great. Now, if you're running an impact company, a company that's making a difference, that has an incredible why that people want to be a part of, then you're not going to have this issue. Okay. It's those companies that are not, or not supporting their employees, or not finding ways to engage them, or motivate them, or light them up from the inside out. That intrinsic motivation, understanding what their game changing index profile might actually show them. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about, then you need to DM me. All right. Has anybody here felt like they needed to do something different? If you do, you can certainly give me a hashtag in the comments about done, hashtag done. That's probably a good one to use. It's actually what I experienced in March of 2020. After I unexpectedly lost my job, I distinctly remember a powerful meditation where I was absolutely moved to tears. And immediately afterwards, I told my husband I couldn't go back into corporate life. I had to fulfill this calling. I felt as though I would lose my breath if I went back to the same old corporate job that I used to hold. So fortunately for me, he was behind me. And I realize now what that was is my soul intelligence was screaming at me. My why. I no longer felt like I had a choice. I needed to fulfill my purpose and my true life's work. And people are discovering right now what their why is and being moved to do something that resonates with them. Something that's a more alignment to who they really are and why they're truly here. We are all meant to help and serve one another, and no job is any better than another job. It's all leading us to the same place. You know, we are all, meant to love one another as we love ourselves. It's probably one of the greatest commandments. And why was that one of the key teachings of Christ? Well, because there is nothing else. It's the reason for being. Love. Love yourself, love one another, love what you do, love how you do it, and most of all, love why you do it. We are all human beings, not just human doings, and we all get caught up in being busy. Many of us run from activity to activity or kids' activity to kids' activity, packing our days so full that we've lost our connection to the divine, to the great spirit of all. So we push for more, thinking once I get that car, once I get that house, or get that person in my life, then I'll be happy. And we get so caught up in our heads, spinning thoughts around what we don't want, that we wind up self-medicating with addictions, alcohol, drugs, sex, so we don't have to feel. We were told for a long time that there's no room for feelings in the workforce at all. There's no crying in baseball, I think was a great movie line that Tom Hanks spoke. We look for any means of escape to fill that void, to not have to feel whole mentally, emotionally, physically, or spiritually. So if you think about all of the distractions in your life, like all of the escape routes, whether it's TV, phone, the internet, reading, movies, Netflix, sports, eating, drinking, any of these things can be pleasurable and bring you happiness and ignite your soul intelligence. However, if you do them to excess, that's when they become harmful to you. And it's really why you can't make happiness your why. That's a temporary state. And then you're always chasing the next high. So the only way to really feel whole mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually is to be in alignment with your soul intelligence. When you live from this place and when it leads your life, when you choose love of self, you're choosing to be in alignment with the highest version of yourself, right? Your higher self. And here's the best part: you're happy, you're in flow. You get to experience more love and peace and joy, and life becomes fun because you feel like it's life university. It's all part of your experience, your expression of the most authentic self that you can bring forth. So, no matter what's going on in your life, challenge or triumph, you're able to navigate that and understand that even when we're in those really dark times, it's just a way for us to expand how much light we're able to actually hold when we get out the other side. Some of us think our why is to actually make other people happy, and typically that happens at our own expense. Many of us become people pleasers, and then we're drained or in codependent relationships, and we get resentful over time. We're chasing connection. We believe that the other is more important than we are ourselves. Like, so what happens when our kids are grown or our spouse leaves? Then who are we? What is our purpose? Why am I here? Why is there a mental health crisis now more than ever? Because people are finally losing it. They're so out of balance. They're in misalignment. Thinking about why so many people are physically sick, chronically ill. They stuff their emotions for too long. The word emotion, if you break it down, is energy in motion. And when energy gets stuck, it causes dis-ease within the body. The energy pools and causes a misalignment, a malfunction. It's a disruption in the frequency to get your attention, to address the root cause of your problem. Another great author that I love and admire is Louise Hay. And she was really onto something, in her book, Heal Your Life from A to Z. She knew this to be true. And she healed herself from cancer, as I did. But that's a story for another day. But Louise Hay did it by focusing on affirmations, changing her repetitive thought patterns, and ultimately her beliefs. Repetitive thoughts are become beliefs, and then you see your world through this cloudy lens. So, for example, if you believe you're a victim, everybody's out to get you in every situation you encounter. If you believe we're all connected, we're all one, then you can't possibly be hateful or cruel to somebody else, because how could you do that horrific thing to yourself? Get the different levels in consciousness and awareness? Have you ever wondered why some people appear to live a charmed life while others go from one trauma or devastation to another? It's because of your beliefs. It's because what you believe manifests. And it's because loving yourself seems so foreign. We're taught separation and disconnection from a very early age. And then we spend most of our lives craving and chasing love and connection. So, where's the good news, right? It's all within your power to attain love and connection within yourself. That's what it means to tap in your soul intelligence. And I have another secret for you. Your relationships are a reflection of what's missing in you. We go looking outside of ourselves to feel whole instead of fixing what's inside first. And if we fix what's inside, then we start manifesting what we want on the outside, and that includes relationships. So the good news is you can tap into your soul intelligence, and you have access to it in every moment. Having coherence of your mind and your heart, and your soul allows your body to function properly. The heart's energy field is actually much greater than your brain's, and we spend so much time in here. But when you feel into your heart and you allow it to check in on any situation, your heart never steers you wrong. Your heart, your intuition, your soul all know the truth, your truth. And it's our minds that have the ability to take us off track. How could life be this simple, right? We make everything complicated, by the way. It is this simple. And how do you tap into your soul intelligence? Well, I'm going to give you a couple tips right now. Are you ready? You can give me a heck yes in the comments if you like. All right. Number one, you must reduce your distractions. Slow down, unplug, make time to embrace silence. And if you have difficulty meditating, spend some time in nature. just listening to the sounds, the birds, the trees blowing in the wind, water. Get quiet and spend some time going within, connecting to yourself, connecting to the divine, whether you choose to pray or meditate. I feel like these are two sides of the same coin. Prayer tends to be sending out intention into the world, to the divine, and meditation is listening for the answers. So, whether you spend time in prayer, meditation, you journal, you talk to any of the unseen beings that may support you on the other side, but you must take time to go within and get connected. You also, the third thing is you must become aware and acknowledge your feelings. Okay, they are the fuel of life. They bring in and magnify what begins as a thought and becomes a belief. If these things are not in coherence, that means you will manifest what you truly believe, what you really feel about a situation. So it's much better if you can actually learn how to control the 95% of your brain that's subconscious. Believe it or not, it is possible. And you have to reprogram your brain. And that is something I can help you with if you're interested in learning more. So, obviously, as I just mentioned, our subconscious mind is actually in the driver's seat and it's powerful. It only pays attention to the feelings around the thoughts. When you feel, right, when you believe you deserve something, you get it, positive or negative. It's how the quantum field of the universe works. Everyone and everything is energy, right? It stands to reason that energy can get trapped in people, places, or things, just like it can get trapped in your mental, emotional, physical, or spiritual body. So when you recognize we're all energy, right? We're all energetic beings. We all have energy fields, and that's how energy works. You know, you only use 5% of your conscious mind to do all the thinking and strategizing, which is pretty incredible. And that 95% of all of your thoughts and beliefs are usually on loop, and they tend to be negative, and they're circling around a lot during the day. You need to become aware and conscious of those subconscious thoughts when they occur, so that you can help shift them. You have to start becoming aware of your language. You know, the first spark, whatever you say, right? Everything I'm sharing with you right now, the thought, and then when it's spoken, is the electric part of the electromagnetic field. The magnetic part is the feelings, and they go together. That's why it's so important not only to talk about mindset, but to talk about tapping into your soul intelligence and being able to shift out things that have been stuck in your physical, mental, emotional, or spiritual body. And that's exactly what my soul intelligence method does. It helps shift out stuck energy in your mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual bodies. It brings some of what's stuck into your subconscious mind up to your conscious mind awareness so you can acknowledge it and release it. It helps you clear old beliefs out that are no longer serving you, like old patterns and archetypes that aren't supporting you, and feelings that have been suppressed. So you can more easily go within and become aligned to your true calling, your mission, your vision, your values, your purpose, your why. So what is soul intelligence? Well, that's easy. It's my why. It's the ultimate why for all of us. To me, there is no other why. To help raise the consciousness of the planet, to really help the human race so we can live with more peace and love and joy in alignment with our higher selves, in connection with all that is the divine in one another. And what other topic is more important to talk about this time of year when we're celebrating Ramadan and Passover and Easter, all of those great holidays? Won't you join me in the soul intelligence movement? I really want you to, because the present moment is all we have. It is the power of now, and it is how you can shift things immediately. If you're interested in learning how to tap into the power of your soul intelligence and to up level from within and leverage this game-changing tool, then I suggest you consider joining my new program, the Soul Intelligence Incubator. As a matter of fact, I've been listening to so many people. I was interested in actually running a certification program because those of you who know me know I've been in higher education most of my career, and I've always wanted my own online school. And I am definitely launching that program. But I realized I need to help serve people first because most of the people that I've been talking to want to receive the work. And I love that. So, up until now, I have only done one-on-ones, one-on-one coaching, where people receive the work. Now I'm going to be doing a new group program, and it is called the Soul Intelligence Incubator. It is going to kick off in just a couple of weeks. It is going to be a 4-month program, and it will include 4 calls a month, 1 a week, covering these key areas of life. Yourself, got to start with you, your wealth, your health, and relationships. And it's going to include focusing on physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual wellness. I'm going to do 2 group Soul Intelligence Method sessions on the topic of the month, the first and third week. And then I'm going to do a group coaching session on the topic of the month. And I'm even going to do what we call hot seats in the world of coaching, which is basically 3 opportunities to do one-on-ones and have one-on-one coaching with me in the month. And then we're going to do something I call a soul sync session, where we're going to have a group discussion, group meditation, and journal prompts to see what's shifted for you. I'm so excited to launch this program. If you are interested in learning more, send me a direct message. I'll be happy to get you information on it. But it's called the Soul Intelligence Incubator, SQI. For those of you that decide after going through this program that you might want to get certified in the method once you experience it directly, then I do have that option for you as well. So I'm really excited to bring this to you. If you're interested in learning more about the Soul Intelligence Incubator or the Soul Intelligence Method, you can send me a direct message. I'll be happy to set up a free 30-minute exploration call. So I hope I've shared with you the power of soul and spirituality and how it has everything to do with your place of business and your place of work. As I mentioned to you, it is very much my why and my work. So love everybody. I hope you have a wonderful week. Celebrate this weekend with your family and friends. And I'll look forward to talking to you again next week, same time. Take care.